What's up, NBA fan? What's up, all sports fans? This your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench podcast network and channel. Giving a shout out to the rest of the crew: Shy, Kelvin, Jermaine, Kobe, Brian, Film Room, Big Dog Talk Sports TV. That's right. And for everyone who's tuning in, I hope that you support Behind the Bench, become a subscriber, and help make this show the best that it can be. And let's talk about that NBA in tonight's action. I just witnessed an awesome game, a super competitive game from beginning to end. And I'm telling you, the NBA, they have a gold mine right in their hands. All they have to do is move forward and start featuring this young talent throughout the league. What I mean by featuring them, not just from an individual standpoint, but from a team standpoint. Start focusing on teams, because it's so many good young teams that it's about to sprout, or actually have sprouted. And I'm talking about like regional, where you can actually promote regional matchups, rivals, such as like the game tonight between the New Orleans Pelicans and the San Antonio Spurs, which I will get to in a moment. But they both play in the same division. I believe both playing like in the Southwest Division. And I'm telling you, you got the Memphis Grizzlies. Once they get healthy again, once they get whole, they'll be competitive again. Oklahoma City Thunder. There's so many teams. The San Antonio Spurs. They show that as they start to build around Victor Wembanyama, and as he improves individually, they have a bright future for themselves. Let the chips fall where they may. But man, there are so many great matchups that you can. Like I said, you never want to shun the veteran players who have represented your franchise, through a long duration of time or the previous generation. But man, the NBA, this was a heck of a game tonight. The NBA needs to get word. This game reminded me of a contest that you would watch like in the 2000s, in terms of the physicality, the intensity, both teams playing hard. Neither team would give an inch, and it reminds me of highly contested matchups in the 2000s, 90s, 80s, prior to the super team era. This is what it's about, man, and it was a nail biter, because San Antonio, they came to play tonight. And leading the way for the Spurs was Jeremy Sokan. He had 15 points and 16 rebounds. Oh, Devin Vassell, he was the leading scorer for the Spurs tonight. He had 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Victor Wembanyama had a very strong outing, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, and he had a couple of big blocks throughout the course of the game. Trey Jones scored 20 points for the Spurs. They came to play. Zach Collins with 9 points off the bench. Doug McDermott hit 2 big 3-pointers in that fourth quarter to help the Spurs regain the lead as the Pelicans will come back. New Orleans were down as much as 12 points in the third quarter as they mounted their comeback. And I'm telling you, man, this was super. This game shows you how great of a coach that Greg Popovich is, and will go down in history as such. Is he the game's greatest coach ever? Some people may feel that. I won't necessarily argue that, but it remains to be said. But he's right up there, and San Antonio, man, they run a system down there, man. They run a system, and you have to execute to beat them. I'm talking about like when they was at the top of their game during the Tim Duncan years, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. You had to David Robinson. You had to execute to beat them. They were not going to beat themselves, and they showed that tonight. And New Orleans, it took everything, star power, big plays on defense down the stretch to pull that win out tonight. But Zion Williamson, he showed out. Scoring 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. He played like a franchise player tonight. Brandon Ingram, who made a key defensive block on Victor Wembanyama on an attempted putback when the Spurs were up one. That set up the winning basket by Zion as he went full court and scored over 3 defenders to put the Pels up by 1. And it came down to a last-second 3-point attempt by Vassell, the top of the key, that was off, and the Pelicans, held on for that victory. And now they move up to 7 games above 500. This was a big win for a team like that. They're trying to find their way. They have all the talent, but I think it's about, who's going to be who. The number 1 guy, number 2 guy, number 3 guy. They have 3 players on their team who can score 20 or more. Zion, Brandon Ingram, and C.J. McCollum. They have one of the best centers, top 7 center in the NBA, and Jonas Valanciunas. And they have, good reserve players. They have, great young shooters, Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins. But, Zion brought it home. Big time play by Brandon Ingram. But this was a battle. It felt like a playoff game, and the refs, the officials let them play for the most part. There were some bad calls here and there. I thought Zion got roughed up, and he drew fouls that should have been called, but wasn't. But nonetheless, he persevered and maintained his focus, and he hit that game-winning basket. And this is what the NBA needs to start focusing on. 2 young superstars, franchise level players who rose to the occasion tonight. And this was a heck of a game. And man, the NBA is sitting on the gold mine. Just like, when you hear commentators of today say that the older fans of the NBA, we're living in the past. No, we're not. We're not living in the past. We just want to see great basketball. It's not about preferring one era over the next. People can adjust as long as what you're seeing is authentic. We understand that this is a more offensive oriented, more open ended NBA in terms of offense. But when the officials let teams play, then the course of the game is dictated naturally. And actually, when the officials step out the way and let the players play, you see more defense on the court. The score tonight was 114 to 113. That's not, like you would say an offensive explosion by either team. I mean, that was a battle right there. That's a battle right there. And that's why I say the NBA, man, they just get out of his way and just see what they got, man. There's so many things that they can do, so many ideas they can come up with to promote today's stars and up-and-coming stars. Teams, like I said, they should focus on teams. But you never want to shun your veteran players. You don't want to do that. But, man, it's time to move forward, man. It is so time to move forward because it's going to take a young team. Well, Denver was like a prime team last year. They've been building and building and building, and they broke through and won a championship. The defending champions till someone beats them in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, it's going to take like a young team, man, to beat one of these veteran teams, like these I'll say a win now team, to where they say, hey, we're going to take this mantle, and now you got to recognize us. That's pretty, and it shouldn't be like that, but that's pretty much what it's going to take. But awesome game tonight. I enjoyed watching it. Like I said, the Pelicans won the game, but they had a battle. They had to really earn it. They had to earn it because San Antonio was not going to beat themselves tonight. And it just shows how great a coach Popovich is. But New Orleans Pelicans, they have a bright future. This is a season where, they're going through the fire, but they're going to come out. They're going to come out strong. And if they stay healthy, with a healthy Zion, playing at his top level come postseason, they're going to put the fear in a lot of teams, But I just want to drop that nugget. Until next time, this is JB for BTB, Behind the Bench.